Have you heard about Polarity therapy or neurogenic yoga or TRE? Hi folks, I'm Gene with Holistic Interviews coming to you from a Mindfulness Life Center in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'd like to introduce today Elisa Pavlet, who is a practitioner and a teacher of this unique method, and she has an amazing story to tell. Find out how this training can help you. But first, would you please take a moment to like this video and to subscribe to my channel by clicking the links below so you won't miss all these wonderful interviews, announcements, and teaching videos we'll be putting online. Thank you. Now listen to Elisa. That stuff is really cool.
My name is Elisa Pavlet. I work as a family practice, so that's out of my living room. And my practice consists of polarity therapy, as well as neurogenic yoga and TRE. I got into practice because I had already experienced a lot of tension and probably trauma early on in life. And noticing that there were techniques and practice around the world other than just what doctors were telling me, I knew there would be something more for myself. How it turned into my practice of polarity therapy, yoga instruction, and TRE is that I got the opportunity to experience what had been taught in books in a new way, to actually digest material through my body and then share it. The philosophy behind my practice consists of Western and Eastern modalities. For everyone who practices polarity, it may be different for their scope. For my scope of practice, it includes everything from birth to death and the spectrum in between. I feel my practice is connected to my everyday life with my own breath. In all of the healing modalities and everything that I've ever learned, it's had a lot more to do about the human organism. And I've been able to utilize my human organism as an instrument. And even just breathing or knowing why I feel a certain way or knowing what triggers me has just given me that extra help. What makes polarity therapy unique is it was developed by a doctor here in the US who passed all the specialty board exams. He also was not from the US. So we incorporated philosophies from Eastern that not many people had thought of out of India as well as Asia. In incorporating all of these modalities, polarity therapy combined the osteopathic and the chiropractic component too. In my modern scope, it combines the body work, like cranial sacral work, the lengthening and contracting of muscles, just like in massage, as well as utilizing our anatomy and knowing how our brain system works. For me, in my personal experience, I had to go through a life-changing moment and not just learn from what I had heard or what I had figured out. I had to go into my own body and I had to utilize my breath, my movement, and my sensory expression, even if my words weren't working, even if my brain wasn't getting the information out. So my practice was changed when I was able to not only know that this information was out there, but be literally a vegetable and have to gain my own strength and authority to move not just energy, but old issues, old trauma, parts of my body that were frozen and contracted, didn't want to move, but to work through it. And for me, what worked for me, because what works for me isn't the same that works for everybody else. This changed my philosophy and my outlook on the work, even as I learned it, even as I practiced it in neurological hospitals. It gave me a more personal understanding of if I can make it work for me in this way, maybe someone else can make it work for themselves. Just tweak it, And that's where the greatest philosophy for me comes. Whatever works, works. For me, my best patient is absolutely everyone who is upright and walking on two legs. What I found in my work is, even if there's just a slight bit of tension release, monumental things shift. And if I can keep that fundamental principle, that just small little things can have these monumental shifts, that's one thing that I'd want to share with each one of my clients. Just finding what works for them in one little thing, and then having that unfold into 1,000-petaled lotus. I have so many plans for the future. I'm finishing my credentials to be globally certified with TRE and neurogenic yoga. This makes me, in the moment, one of 13 in the world trained by the world's most renowned traumatologist. And what I found is that I'd like to get to each individual person so that they can just experience their own birthright of being a mammal. Every other animal, mammals included, are able to just shake off the trauma from the wild and get back to work in life. Working with this traumatologist and gaining all of this education would be worthless to me if I couldn't use it. So if I can get to each individual, or just one individual, to experience that their animalistic behavior is real and they could just shake it off and get back to work with more integrity, then that would be the thing that I would share.